did not ask for Muslims to write the Quran down, did they?
The question or a point?
Yeah, it is a question.
No, you make your point, Sam.
Can I ask you a question or not?
You can.
So please answer the question.
You are. I ask you. Just a minute.
Alright, so Allah.
Just a minute. Make your
plan-
point, Sam.
Okay, Allah's plan is for oral tradition to carry on His Quran throughout the centuries, because there is an oral tradition that memorizes the Quran, and then anything happens to anybody, there's always Quran is available because all the Muslims are memorized. Unless you kill each and every Muslim in the world, that is a Hafiz, by the way. Not all of the Muslims are Hafiz, that's not true. Most of them are, some of them are actually, it's not all of them. Are you a Hafiz?
Make your point, Sam.
Fine. All right. So most Muslims are not Hafiz. That was the case back 1400 years ago, and I don't know if you know who Uthman was, or what was happening when they came to him and said, you got to write it down because the people are dying in the war in Yamama or something like that up in Armenia area. So they came back to, I think it was somewhere in Basra or Iraq or somewhere. They were having a prayer and they were all reciting different Qurans and stuff, and they came to him and say, hey, listen, you got to stop this. We don't want to end up like the Jews and the Christians that have different this and that, because these are all different Qurans they're reciting, and this is going to create. They were fighting each other.
Yeah.
Can you please unify us by creating one one Quran? So it goes back to Hafsa. You know who Hafsa was?
I'm here. I'm going to come next week.
Do you know who Hafsa was?
It doesn't make a difference.
Fine.
Make
so
your
he
point.
gets a copy and he gives it to him. Anyways, so after he compiles a Quran in one Musaf, in one version, what do you call dialect, Qurayshi dialect, I believe so. I don't know which one, but one of the dialects he selected. He burned all the other manuscripts. So why did he burn those manuscripts? Do you know?
That's your point?
I'm asking the
No,
question. Yeah.
you're asking, but is that your point?
Okay, I'm asking. Okay, my point is this: if either Allah planned for the Quran to be preserved orally, or He planned for it to be written down by Uthman, which was it? That's my point. Go ahead, answer. You said oral tradition. You gave me all the virtues of oral tradition, which I didn't ask for.
100%.
And now the question is, if Allah has selected the oral tradition to carry on His last message to humanity to be preserved by oral tradition, then why did a man overrule Allah by writing it down? Or did Allah command him to write it down?
Can I approach that by saying oral traditions together with a written document, together with a practical demonstration of what those oral traditions are, is the Islamic history has always been comprising of oral transmission, a document, and a practical example confirming the oral tradition as well as the document. So you have three references: oral, written, practice. This is it. Now, coming back to the topic which you wanted to discuss. Now, other faiths like Christianity or Judaism doesn't have.
I don't want to discuss. Really, this is not about Christianity. Can we have the discussion about the? I'm talking about the greatness of Islam.
No, but I'm talking about freedom of expression, freedom of speech.
No. But you're getting off our topic.
All right. Okay.
All right. So the topic is Islam, the greatness of Islam. I'm trying to figure out the greatness of Islam. Maybe I've missed something. So maybe I can ask a Muslim, because you made a conscious decision. Because the thing is, unique about somebody who converts to Islam is because they're making a conscious decision. 90% of the Muslims, they didn't make that decision. They were just born Muslims. And they were just fed Islam since they were childhood. And I know because I grew up with Muslims, so how they were. Okay, so that's why I thought maybe you found something that conveyed, but you're saying, well, the thing is, it's about this and that. And
no, I didn't say this and that. I said the uniqueness and the superiority of Islam. Number one is its pure, strong position against idolatry.
Yeah.
And secondly,
Yeah.
when you ask me about the uniqueness of Islam, I talk to you about the preservation and the uniqueness of the Al-Quran, how it preserved. It started an oral tradition, it went into a written document, and it was also established.
That was true, though.
It was also just a minute,
okay.
And it was also a practical example. As I said, there are many Islamic practices that people did not read, but they practice it because it was upheld as a practice.
All right, great.
So the question is, that's the second point I made, the original, the preservation, the uniqueness of the oral traditions where you do not have the same in many other faiths.
Yeah.
You have already agreed with that. Yeah. How you doing, my friend?
All right. Now, my friend, here's the thing. This is the main thing, and I think we're gonna
We can go
conclude
next
it after.
Yeah,
this
all right.
point, okay?
Yes.
This is the last.
You wrap
one.
up. You wrap up, Sam.
Okay, no, but this is my last question. So after this, we're gonna wrap up.
Okay.
So what religion was Muhammad following before he was 40 years old?
Wonderful
question.
Go ahead. Please.
Sorry?
I'm trying to finish. We're trying to wrap up. So we don't want to start a new conversation. So let's just.
You're leaving. I want to talk to you.
Okay, I will talk to you, but let me just finish this
wanna hear it.
conversation,
I
and
wanna
then we're gonna have a conversation. Please go ahead. Because there's something you said about shirk. It's the unforgivable sin.
If you die on it.
All right. So
It's unforgivable if you die on it.
So if it's forgivable then.
Well, I'm saying to you, if
It's not forgivable
Sorry.
if you die in
Sorry,
it.
I apologize.
But I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't
carry
want to
on.
interrupt, but
No,
I
carry
understand
on.
your point. So you're
Right.
saying that since Muhammad didn't die as a mushrik, but he did commit shirk by being a pagan, right? What was his religion? That's why I asked you what his religion was before he was. Because according to your historians and everybody, he was a pagan. Okay. There is Kilby, he wrote a book and he said, he was following the religion. And he himself said it, where he said that, I was following the religion of my people at that time. And I did a sacrifice to Uzza. That means he was doing idolatry. So now idolatry is the main thing.
Idolatry, not adultery.
I'm sorry.
Idolatry.
I keep mispronouncing.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry.
fine, sir.
Okay.
I do the same thing as well.
Idolatry is the thing that you said, first you said it's unforgivable. Now you said if you die in it, it's unforgivable. But then if you die in any sin that's unforgivable, it's like, all right, no, I'm not going to go into that too much. But let's say that's the case. So after 40 years, after he became a prophet, after he became Muhammad, because was he born Muhammad or did he become Muhammad after 40? Was his name always Muhammad? Because the meaning of Muhammad is the praised one. Now, any man who says he's the praised one, he's equating himself to Allah. Because there's only one praised one, that's God. He's only praiseworthy. No man is praiseworthy. So if you say, I'm praiseworthy, you're equating yourself to God. So if Muhammad says, my name is praiseworthy, I'm God. He's saying, I'm God. That's false. That's shirk. So first of all, there's one shirk. There's another shirk. When he got the satanic verses, he was committing shirk.
Sorry?
When he got the satanic verses, he was committing shirk. Because he says those three daughters, their intercession is to be desired for. And then later on he said that was from Satan that put those words in my mouth. They were not coming from God. If Satan can put words into Muhammad, that can be only because in the previously God has said that Satan cannot have control over anyone except for those who are his. So if Satan got control over Muhammad, that would, according to the Quran, make Muhammad Satan's, because Satan has only control over those who submit to him, according to your scriptures. Can you please tell me how Muhammad was not a pagan and a mushrik with all this what I've just said?
Well, you said to me, you're going to make your statement and wrap it up there.
Yeah, this is the last question I said.
No,
I said
no,
last
no,
question.
that's not what you said. That's
I
not
did
what you
say
said.
it. It's in
you
the
said,
camera.
You
It's on
said,
the camera.
okay, that's fine. Well, I apologize. I've misheard. But for what I've heard, you said to me, it's getting cold. We're going to wrap up now and I'm going to make this last statement.
No,
that's what you said. I take that on board and I think we can resume
All right.
that conversation
All
on
right.
another episode.
I wouldn't have any problem.
So in your final summary, final words, final thoughts, what is your final thoughts on the
if I
conversation?
was to look at Islam, if I just say, okay, I don't believe in Christianity, I'm going to look for the truth, Islam would be the last thing that I would look at. I mean, I'm not saying it because of my bias, I'm saying it because a lot of atheists, there was an atheist here, and he was telling me look, you know what? I'm an atheist. I'm not even a Christian, and everything these guys are saying makes no sense. That doesn't. I mean, even or either they're lying, because even as an atheist, I know certain things that they come here and say, "Oh, I don't know. Where did you see that? Show it to me," and this and that, and they act like they don't know. Whereas atheists even know that Muslims say that, and they preach that all the time, and it comes from their scriptures. So. The thing for when somebody comes to me and say, "Well, I found Islam to be the truth. I was a Christian before." I'm like, "Really, dude? I mean, how much research did you do into Islam to not know that Muhammad means the praised one, and the praised one cannot be a man?"
You find Islam distasteful to you?
No, I find Islam completely and utterly satanic.
Okay.
Not distasteful. That's another thing. I mean,
It's too light of a word to say.
it's too light for
Right.
it's completely and utterly satanic.
Satanic, yes. That's your final
That's
words.
my final word today, because the question that I started with is for you to tell me something about Islam that I missed, and your main argument that I heard was that Islam is against idolatry, and I've just proven to you that Muhammad had completely committed shirk before he was a prophet and even after he was a prophet, and that means that he's a mushrik.
Right.
The other thing, that his death of Muhammad was a punishment prescribed by his Allah for a false prophet, because if he said anything, he would cut off his artery,
Right.
iota. And his iota was severed when he said to her and said to his wife, Aisha, you know, I feel like the food that I've eaten from Khaybar, it's like it's severed my aorta. So,
Right.
I mean, really, that it's like you have to be completely blind to not see. Like, it's like day and night. If I stand here and say, "Oh, it's a beautiful day, yeah, I like this beautiful sunlight or something," and I'm standing here, it's like really completely against God. I mean,
Right.
if there's anything against God, it's Islam.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
That's it. That's your final thoughts?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your time. Thank you for
Sam,
appreciate
you did very well.
input. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Take care.
Always running away. Always running away. Why they always running?
How comes Allah is on the right path?
On the right path. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the right. Allah is on
Jesus said he's the path,
You know,
and
Allah
Allah
is on
said
it.
he's on that path.
You know, Allah is, I want to follow Allah's foot.
Why you let him talk in the last moment? Why you let him talk?
It's all right.
I don't understand, brother.
Sorry, you wouldn't understand it.
From where he, because tooth mic, which one is mine? Okay, this is mine. Thank you.
Take your mic.